What about the watch market prices tanking, or will we get a rebound? Yes, you heard correctly. I'm talking about the watch market prices tanking, or will we get a rebound? So without further ado, let's watch the video and learn more. The current state of the 2022 watch market. It's not difficult to observe that the 2022 watch market has been volatile to say the least. We've experienced massively inflated watch prices that are swinging downward even faster than when prices went up. At the moment, there is a perfect storm of external forces like inflation and confidence in the global markets combined with internal forces such as gray market investors and artificial choking of supply that could crash the watch market in 2022. On the surface, all that may sound like a bad thing, but ask yourself, who is this bad for? One could argue that the factors that cause this bubble are going to be the ones who get hurt the most, therefore ejecting them from the market. That leaves the average watch collector who stayed patient over the last 3 to 4 years in the best position because they will now be able to wisely buy watches like Rolex at authorized dealers or buy pre-owned watches at reasonable prices. At the peak of the watch craze in the 2022 watch market, stainless steel Rolex watches are being sold for 3x MSRP. Stainless steel Patek Philippe Nautilus is selling for 5x to 3x MSRP, and there are too many other models to list. Watches are priced at retail, hard to buy due to limited production. Everybody knows you can't just rock up and buy a new Rolex watch. The top Swiss brand makes about 1 million timepieces a year, and consumer demand far outstrips supply, particularly for steel sports models like the 8,500 Swiss franc, $8,836 Submariner. Rolex scarcity has long been a challenge for authorized retailers who have had to create waiting lists or try and steer customers to other makes and models. Now the biggest Rolex dealer in the UK says some other luxury watch brands are also starting to feel supply issues amid a surge in demand. The head of Watches of Switzerland says the company's 171 stores in the UK and US can't keep certain models of Cartier, which is owned by Ricky Mon, as well Rolex sister brand Tudor in stock. We can't get enough Santos, CEO Brian Duffy said of the Cartier Aviator watch. We can't get enough Tudor, particularly the brand's chronograph models. He added, sales of luxury watches jumped during the pandemic as homebound consumers flush with cash-directed funds usually spent on travel and entertainment toward high-end timepieces. Retailers benefited with soaring sales online and in stores once they reopened. Scarcity isn't a strategy. Unlike some industries, Swiss watchmakers say they can't just ramp up production at will in response to increased demand. Luxury watches are, by their very nature, complicated and precise. They require time to produce if quality is to be maintained, they say. The scarcity of our products is not a strategy on our part, Geneva-based Rolex said in a rare public statement in September in response to criticism from frustrated would-be buyers and soaring prices on the pre-owned market. Our current production cannot meet the existing demand in an exhaustive way, at least not without reducing the quality of our watches, the closely held company said. Cartier, which was the second biggest producer of Swiss watches last year according to Morgan Stanley, may have a solution. Cyril Vigneron, the CEO of the brand, told investors and analysts on a conference call last week that Cartier can now shift production to meet demand for hot models in just 3 months compared with a 9 or 12-month industry average. We have come to be super fast compared to other big competitors, he said. Watches sell over list price due to higher demand and lower manufacturer production. Luxury watch shortage drives growth of $20 billion. Second-hand market as startups rush to cash in. Demand for high-end watches exploded during the COVID-19 pandemic. But the big four watch brands Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Richard Mille are holding firm on the limited production runs that make their timepieces so rare. The result is an online boom in the business of buying, selling and flipping pre-owned and vintage watches and a growing number of startups competing to become the dominant digital marketplace. Summary of gray market watch prices overall, per brand. McKinsey estimates that pre-owned watch sales hit $18 billion in 2019 and could top $30 billion by 2025. Pre-owned watch sales will be about half the size of the market for new retail watches by 2025, up from about a third today, according to the consulting firm. The pre-owned watch market is still very much like the Wild West, said Toby Bateman, CEO of Hodinkey, a popular watch collector site. There are a lot of watch selling platforms, and customers don't necessarily know who they're buying the watch from. They can't guarantee that it is authentic. They can't guarantee that it's not a Frankenwatch, and they can't guarantee that the watch is working properly. Hodinkey launched its pre-owned watch shop. Here it will buy and sell watches produced after 1999. The company, which raised $40 million in December from the likes of NFL quarterback Tom Brady, singer John Mayer, Apple alum Tony Fadell, and investor Peter Chernin, aims to be the world's preeminent brand for all things watches. Hodinkey's pre-owned shop will start with an assortment of 250 pre-owned watches and offer authentication and refurbishing from its state-of-the-art watch facility in Atlanta. Bateman said Hodinkey's advantage over its growing list of competitors is its expertise and history as a trusted name in watches. Still, rivals are attracting investor attention. Germany-based Chrono24 recently raised €100 million from investors including General Atlantic and LVMH CEO Bernard Arnault Ventures. The investment valued Chrono24 at more than $1 billion, making it the first unicorn in the segment. The company said it carries about 500,000 watches from more than 3,000 retailers and over 30,000 private sellers. Companies like Watchfinder, Watchbox, and Watchmaster are also expanding and pushing for market share. Even eBay is taking aim at the Rolex crowd, launching an authenticity guarantee program and targeting higher-end watch collectors. According to a report from Morgan Stanley, Rolex sold 810,000 watches last year, while Patek sold 53,000 watches, Audemars 40,000, and Richard Mille 4,300. Demand is expected to continue to outstrip supply, at least in the near term, with stainless steel sports watches and other popular models all but impossible to buy at retail. With long waiting lists and scarce allocations, prices in the secondary market are rising. A Patek Philippe Reference 5711 green dial, which retails for $35,000, auctioned in July for $490,000. Values for the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 15500 SD blue dial have nearly tripled since 2017 to more than $55,000, while the value of the Rolex Day-Date 40 is up 76% since 2017 to over $50,000, according to Chronixd. There are a lot more people today that consider themselves to be collectors and enthusiasts than there were even just a few years ago, Bateman said. Will the gray market go away? No, the gray market won't go away. There will always be a market for pre-owned watches, and the gray market can be very helpful to moving supply across the globe. The behavior of the gray market is expected to change, though, reflecting more honest pricing and inventory controlling habits. Historically, trend is watches follow stock market and crypto, general economy. Industry executives say soaring global wealth, driven by stocks and crypto, along with the proliferation of online watch collector and information sites, have spawned a whole new generation of young collectors buying and selling watches online. Social media has also powered sales, as more collectors like to flash their Swiss status symbols on Instagram and TikTok. For watch buyers and sellers, startups, and online marketplaces, it remains to be seen how many of those new traders will stick around if pre-owned prices and demand falls. There are a lot more people today that consider themselves to be collectors and enthusiasts than there were even just a few years ago. Why a 2022 watch market crash is a good thing. At the height of the 2022 watch market, the conditions were not sustainable. Collecting turned to investing, and prices became out of control. I believe I speak for many watch enthusiasts that we would rather operate in a watch market that we could buy the watches that they want without waitlist. Being asked to buy other watches to get the ones we want, or paying inflated prices on the used market, we can all go back to collecting and buying the watches that we want with the hard-earned money we saved. What we expect is that this whole experience leads to brands understanding their products' demand in better ways. For years, they've seen the stress test of the prices of their products and can internally justify expanding production if need be. That is all for today, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our channel and leave your comments. Thanks for watching.